What happens when love transcends the familiar patterns we consider normal? Around the world, relationships surprise many, not because they're wrong, but because they're different from what we usually see. From rare stories to unique ways people connect, they all show that love has no fixed boundaries. Each relationship has its own story, forged from emotions and understanding. These aren't movies, but real stories, sometimes unbelievable, yet reflecting the diversity of human emotions. They open up new perspectives on how we love and connect. In this video, you'll discover 10 extraordinary stories that might make you look at familiar things in a different light. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Joseph Williams was born with a rare medical condition that severely affected his facial structure, leaving him without a normally developed jaw and chin. From a young age, he faced numerous difficulties in daily life. He couldn't eat normally and needed feeding through a tube, and communication relied primarily on speech-to-text devices. Despite these challenges, Joseph gradually built his independence. He worked at a warehouse to support himself, and it was there that he met Vana, a colleague. Initially, Vana admitted she was surprised by Joseph's appearance, but that was just her initial reaction. As they got to know each other better, she realized that behind his unusual appearance was a warm, humorous, and genuinely sincere person. From simple conversations, their relationship gradually developed from acquaintance into deep affection. Vana wasn't attracted to Joseph's appearance, but rather to his personality, optimism, and how he treated those around him. After spending time together, they decided to take their relationship further. In 2020, after getting to know each other well, they officially married in a simple, unpretentious ceremony, focusing only on their commitment and promises to each other. In their daily lives, they still face curious glances and sometimes misunderstandings from others. However, that doesn't change how they view their relationship. For Joseph and Vana, the most important thing isn't external judgment, but respect, understanding, and companionship in life. Joseph once shared that despite his different appearance, and he is still a human being with his own feelings, thoughts, and values, just like anyone else. Their story became clear proof that love is not limited by appearances, but is formed from the connection between two people. Currently, they continue to build their life together, overcoming prejudices and proving that true commitment always begins with understanding and the heart. Linda Ducharme is one of the names frequently mentioned in stories about unusual connections because her partner, Bruce, is not a human, but a giant Ferris wheel. Her story has gained more attention due to its connection to the concept of objectum sexuality, the tendency to form emotional attachments to objects. According to several accounts and articles, Linda first met Bruce in the early 1980s at a festival. From that experience, she said she gradually developed a special and deep connection with the Ferris wheel, considering it a meaningful link. Over time, her story attracted even more attention when Bruce was damaged by a storm and subsequently removed from the festival grounds. Linda was reportedly deeply saddened by the loss, and years later, when a part of the Ferris wheel was found in a junkyard, she had the opportunity to reunite with it, making the story even more bizarre in the public eye. In 2012, Linda's story continued to attract attention with reports of a symbolic ceremony considered a marriage between her and Bruce in Florida. The event then spread further, appearing in several documentaries and reality television programs, sparking much debate on social media and in the international community. Some media sources also mentioned Linda's long-term commitment to her partner, making the story a subject of much debate. Nevertheless, it is often cited as a unique case involving unconventional forms of emotional attachment. Despite being controversial and difficult for the general public to understand, the story of Linda Ducharme and Bruce is still cited as an example of the diversity in how people form emotional connections. It is both strange and debated, but at the same time it makes many people think about the limits of emotion and the very different ways in which people seek companionship in life. Gary and Mandy Jones are a couple from Staffordshire, England, known for their choice to live in the style of the 1950s. They met through a shared passion for rockabilly music and vintage fashion, gradually forming a close relationship and turning those interests into a continuous part of their married life. Their home has been redesigned in a retro spirit, with every detail from the furniture and colors to the decorative items evoking the golden age of the 1950s. In their daily lives, Mandy maintains a traditional lifestyle with classic cooking, sewing, and home care, while they both share a love for music, dance, and trips to antique fairs, where they find common ground in their interests. What makes their story so compelling is not just the unique appearance of their lifestyle, but also how they perceive its impact on their relationship. According to them, changing their living environment and daily routines contributed to a more interesting and fulfilling marriage. Initially, this choice might seem strange to many, but upon closer examination, it's a personal approach to refreshing their shared life. For Gary and Mandy, the 1950s lifestyle wasn't just an aesthetic preference, but a choice that helped them maintain connection and find joy in the simple things of everyday life. While it may have sparked some debate, their story shows that every relationship has its own way of developing, and sometimes it's precisely these differences that make a relationship stronger over time. Meet Godfrey Baguma, a humble shoemaker from Uganda who suffered from a rare disease since childhood that drastically altered his appearance over time. This disease affected the structure of his face and body, making him different from those around him. This difference led him to a competition in 2002 where he was awarded a controversial title. But for him, it was an opportunity to improve his income and provide for his family. Later, his life took a new turn when he met Kate Namanda, a woman unaffected by social prejudices or external judgments. When their relationship began, both Kate's family and friends expressed opposition, believing that his physical differences would be a major obstacle. However, Kate remained steadfast in her feelings, choosing to see him for his character rather than his appearance, despite the gossip. According to interviews, what drew Kate to Baguma wasn't his looks, but his sincerity, his care, and how he treated her in daily life. They began their relationship in the mid-2000s, built a family, and had children together. In 2013, they officially married, marking a significant milestone in their journey. In the years that followed, they raised their children together and continued to support each other through life's challenges. Despite frequently facing social scrutiny and judgment, their relationship remained strong. Later, Baguma ventured into the entertainment industry, becoming a singer and comedian, turning his unique personality into a part of his career path. Kate once shared that once you've found the right person, external standards no longer matter. Their story shows that love is not limited by appearance, but is built on understanding, trust, and acceptance. And sometimes it is precisely these differences that become the foundation for a lasting relationship. Ganga and Jamuna Mondal are conjoined twins from India, known for their extraordinary lives and captivating story. The sisters have a rare physical structure with 4 arms, 3 legs, and share a portion of their bodies, yet each possesses their own heart and thoughts. They once worked in a traveling circus where their lives were filled with curious stares, gossip, and sometimes social isolation. Their lives began to attract more attention when they connected with Jasim Ahmad, a teacher they met while working there. According to some shared information, both sisters developed a fondness for him and gradually came to see him as an important part of their lives. This is what caused their story to spread rapidly, as it defied conventional notions about relationships. Initially, this story surprised and even baffled many people. However, viewed from a deeper perspective, this is not just a rare situation, but also reflects the journey of two people who have lived for years amidst differences and prejudices. They are, like anyone else, long to be heard, understood, and treated with respect. Their relationship is therefore seen as proof that human emotions don't always follow fixed patterns. They can take many forms, sometimes controversial, but still stem from the fundamental need for connection and companionship. The story of Ganga, Jamuna, and Jasim is therefore not just a rare case, but also opens up the value of empathy and how people seek acceptance in life. Zelmyra and Herbert Fischer were a couple from North Carolina, recognized in the Guinness World Records for the longest marriage ever confirmed. They were together for 86 years and 290 days, beginning on their wedding day, May 13, 1924. When Herbert Fischer passed away in 2011, their story became a rare symbol of enduring love spanning nearly a century. Remarkably, during that time, they not only built their family life together, but also witnessed major historical upheavals, such as the Great Depression, World War II, the Civil Rights Movement, and profound changes in modern American society. Their love wasn't built on glamour or ostentatious displays, but on the simple companionship of everyday life. Through every difficult and changing period, they chose to stay together, sharing responsibilities, joys, and life's challenges. In their recorded reflections on their marriage, they offered simple yet meaningful advice. Always respect each other, support each other in all circumstances, communicate honestly, and remain faithful. For them, marriage is not a confrontation, but a journey together, where both partners strive towards a lasting shared life. It is this simplicity and unwavering commitment that has allowed their story to transcend time. What remains is not just the record-breaking number, but also the image of loyalty, patience, and the choice to stay together for life. Kyle Jones, around 31 years old, once shared that he's always felt attracted to women much older than himself. In 2009, he met Marjorie, then 91, at a bookstore where she worked. Marjorie had been living alone for a long time after separating from her partner. Despite the age difference of over 60 years, their relationship gradually developed over time. According to some reports, they didn't hide their relationship from the public. Marjorie said she felt happy and comfortable around Kyle, while Kyle described their connection as natural and genuine. Kyle also openly stated that he's attracted to older women and considers it a personal preference, unrelated to material factors or any other motives. This is what quickly drew attention to their story, while also generating mixed opinions, with many finding the significant age difference unacceptable. However, for Kyle and Marjorie, age wasn't the deciding factor. What mattered to them was the comfort they felt together, their companionship, and the simple moments they shared. Their story thus became a topic that prompted many to reconsider how love, attraction, and the societal boundaries are defined. In a story that sounds like something out of a movie but is entirely true, identical twins Brittany and Brianna Dean met twin brothers Josh and Jeremy Salyers at the Twin Festival in Twinsburg, Ohio. And after only about 15 minutes of conversation, a special connection quickly formed between the two pairs. Brianna felt an affinity for Jeremy, while Brittany was drawn to Josh. Shortly after that fateful meeting, Josh and Jeremy planned a joint proposal with identical rings. At the same time, both Brittany and Brianna said yes, marking a significant turning point in their lives. A year later, they held a joint wedding, celebrating the rare bond between the twins. Currently, all four live together in Virginia, where they run a wedding venue and shared home called Smith Mountain Manor. Their lives became even more special when both couples welcomed sons around the same time in 2022. Jet, Brittany and Josh's son, was born in January, and Jack's, Brianna, and Jeremy's son was born in April. What makes their story special is the genetic connection between the two children. Although legally they are only cousins, due to being twins from both sets of parents, their DNA is highly similar, creating a rare case often mentioned in the context of quadruplets. Currently, the children are growing up together in a shared environment, as close as siblings in the same family. Living together under one roof, of course, isn't always perfect, and there are sometimes differences in daily routines. However, both couples believe that maintaining clear boundaries and respecting each other is crucial. They often say that each couple should resolve their own issues without interfering too deeply in the other couple's affairs. For them, the secret to maintaining a lasting relationship lies in viewing marriage as a long journey, where love, respect, and companionship are always prioritized to build a stable and committed life together. Paulo Gabriel da Silva Barros and Katyucia Hoshino are a couple from Brazil who were once recognized by the Guinness World Records as the world's shortest married couple, with a combined height of 181.41 centimeters. Paulo is 90.28 centimeters tall, and Katyucia is 91.13 centimeters tall. Their story began in 2006 on the social media platform Orkut. From their first conversations, Paulo showed a special interest in Katyucia, although it took some time before she reciprocated. Gradually, they built a strong bond through more than 2 years of online conversations, mainly via email, before officially meeting for the first time on December 20th, 2008. Just 9 days after that in-person meeting, they decided to start a romantic relationship. And despite enduring a long-distance relationship, the couple persevered, maintaining their connection and regularly arranging meetings. In January 2012, Katyucia moved in with Paulo to Itapeva, São Paulo, marking a significant turning point in their life together. On September 17, 2016, they officially married and were later recognized by Guinness World Records in November of the same year. In their daily lives, Paulo, who has had mobility limitations since childhood, now uses assistive devices to move around, while Katyucia works in the beauty and skincare industry. Despite frequently facing curious stares and societal prejudices, they remain supportive of each other in all aspects of life. Katyucia once shared that the most important thing is not appearance, but the connection, understanding, and love between two people. Their story thus becomes clear proof that love is not limited by physical appearance or circumstances, but is nurtured by enduring companionship over time. Thank you for watching the video. If you found this content interesting, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Your support is my motivation to continue creating more great content. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.